Hi there everyone, it's currently the 29th of October 2011 and out here in the Western Pacific today, a fairly mild day out here today. Actually, just a trough of low pressure extending across Korea and moving in towards Japan today. That's going to be bringing some partly cloudy sky, mostly cloudy out across that region, and specifically along the west coast of Honshu. We're going to be seeing some orography out here, so basically in this entire area here, could see some across that region, and also across Hong Kong, fairly mild day today as well, extending down in towards the Philippines where some afternoon isolated thunderstorms could take place just to do that heating. But I think the main topic of today, and specifically a lot of people come to visit these videos, is because of tropical weather. Well, this area right in here is Invest 96 whiskey, and out of all the invests the last several weeks we've had out here, this one looks the most promising for possible development. Now it will likely track and could bring some rain showers to the Philippines by next weekend, but for the time being though, it does look like it does have some cyclonic circulation in it. And actually, if you look at this rating here, these arrows and these wind barbs coming from the MTSat satellite imagery, just kind of looking at the cloud tops here and looking at the overall wind direction, and this just shows that cyclonic circulation within the easterlies here, and it is look like its overall background flow moving off towards the west, and that's really why we believe it will continue tracking in this direction along the southern periphery of the subtropical ridge to the north. Also, another conducive thing for possible development out here is this 5 to 10 knots with wind shear out ahead of it, and that is really allowing it to develop here and allow for these big bursts of convection. Also, there is some wind shear off towards the north, about 50 to 40 knots, associated with that subtropical ridge and the interaction with the low pressure off here just northwest of the Marianas. Well, that's really why you see a lot of convection kind of squaring off towards the east here. But as soon as that gets away from it, I do think this will develop a little bit more. Not looking at any significant development in the near future, but this is one of those regions that we do need to closely monitor here as that tracks off in a more favorable environment. And actually, some of the models are picking up on possible development with it. Specifically, CMC, NOGAMS, and GFS all showing right in here in the red, purple, and green, showing the development of this just southeast of the Marianas and likely tracking off towards the west, towards Luzon here in the very long range. But good news though is that at this time, this is still an early run and this could drastically change, so really don't get too panicked out here across Luzon, but something we need to continue to monitor. And actually, if we look at the streamline analysis, the flow out here would at least indicate that this system would track along the overall background flow out here towards the Philippines. So even if it does not develop, I still do think that there will be a big burst of convection, bringing some rain showers by the mid part to the late part of next week, get into next week. And so still long range and definitely something we need to continue to watch. But also check out here, see this little dip in the troughing rate in here? Well, that's bringing some rain showers to the southern parts of Thailand and into Malaysia and reducing the effects out in Bangkok. So really some fantastic news out in that region, as we have been seeing the severe flooding up in northern Thailand, and actually this weekend is the high tides here in Bangkok. So really this is exacerbating the threat of flood, specifically in the central downtown area where the floodwaters have been building up recently, and those levees are really being pressurized. So I believe by early part of next week we could see a slow flooding potential and a flooding increase of risk across central Bangkok. We all know that the northern portions of the city have really been threatened a lot lately with those high flood levels. It's really devastating across widespread regions across the area here. So something we need to continue to watch, and actually tomorrow I'm going to have a full update specifically down here in Thailand on that weather. But also I do want to look towards the south, towards our friends down under, where heavy rains continue to persist across southern Australia and in New South Wales. Actually, some flood warnings being posted locally around here, but also across Queensland, specifically here off into the northeast around Cairns and down towards Rockhampton. There's a fire weather warning out there right now. That's basically stating that relative humidity is definitely very low out there, less than 40%, and that's causing the chance of some fire out there. And we all know this area is actually kind of prone to fire. I actually visited about 2 years ago, and there was a widespread fires around the Cairns area. So that's another threat throughout the Queensland area. And on top of that, there has been some isolated thunderstorms popping up on the left and right, actually some pretty severe ones, specifically around the Brisbane area the last couple days, as a trough of low pressure extended out of the Gulf here down towards the southeast. Well, that trough's still there, not as apparent right now, but expecting that to kind of rebuild back in here in the next several days. You actually see some rain showers popping up on Sunday and into Monday, really just along the east coast of Queensland here, as that trough continues to build in. So still not out of the woods quite yet, and with those thunderstorms around the Brisbane area. And I do believe by the early part of next week, some more will pop up as that trough starts to build back in. And also out here towards the west, by the mid part of next week, another area of low pressure is going to start working its way towards the west coast, bringing some high winds and heavy weather here along the southern portions of Australia yet again. But that is all for right now, everybody. Thanks again for listening here at westernpacificweather.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them in the comment box below. Always really do appreciate that. And also, stay safe out there, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.